hey, I'm great with that. I don't have a problem with that if it's the body of Christ. So the body of Christ is colorless, so it ought to be colorless. So, but when you see the things in the world affect the mentality and the attitudes of those within the church, and they fall along racial lines, it makes you, it begs the question, what do they think about me? Okay? And so we're seeing a lot of that. We see, a lot of criticism and discussion online and on different topics related to this. But these things are infiltrating the church now, just like false teachers infiltrated the church in the day of Peter. We live in this fast-paced world. Our minds are bombarded with new information. We got different tasks. We got distractions. It's easy just to try to get by on past spiritual growth and study. And that's what a lot of our people are doing. Those that are inactive in the church and active in the body of Christ, they're relying on what they had back then. And if you are only relying on past spiritual growth and study just like gas in your tank, eventually it's going to run out. Then you're going to be on empty. How can you, in my mind, giving your life to Christ, say perhaps when you was young, you loved the Lord and you brought up in the church and you've always been in the church and active in the church, just in church, then all of a sudden, you don't have time. I want to know what happened. Did somebody say something to you? Did you get to the point where you were no longer benefiting from it? Something pulled you away from the fellowship. And I know some of us, like I said, we get busy with our lives, our careers, and different things like that. But I still suggest and submit to you that you ought to have some time for the church, for the Lord. Now, you can't tell me that you ain't coming to church, but you're doing everything else that the Bible tells you to do. That's hard for me to believe. Now, you can minister anywhere on your various jobs. I'm not saying you can't do that. But if you really have a heart for God and the church and love for Jesus, then you will find time. None of us are working 24/7. Bible study on Wednesday nights. If you can't make Sunday mornings, Sunday morning Bible study. I'd rather see you come to Bible study on Sunday morning than say, okay, Pastor, I'm just too tired. I'm not going to stay for service, but I'm coming to Bible study. You're still receiving the word. So it's easy to just try to rely on what you had. But when we think we know it all, we must beware. We must pay attention, lest the thorns or the curves of the world for eternity. Now, I'm not the one to judge